Listen once to me, to me.
What's going on, guys? PackDaddy here, bringing you the next Hut Draft, and in today's episode we're going to go with highest salary player, the player who gets paid the most to perform for their team, and we're going to be paying them out the button this episode. I got about 500,000 pucks up there, and I have a bunch of other players selling since I'm trying to rebrand my team, get some new synergies. I have a bunch of players looking to sell, so don't worry, we got more coins than that. So we're going to go with a maximum buy now range of 200,000 to make sure we don't go bankrupt when that Movember Crosby comes up in the first bracket of players. So how it's going to work, just like NHL 17 rules, we can pick from the first 5 players that appear for us. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and do every position together. So we're going to do all the centers, all the left wings, all the right wings, all the left D, and all the right D. And you ask how that's going to happen. We're just going to pick from the first 5 and then switch to the next page of players and do the first 5 from there. So we're going to start things off with the center position because that is the most fun position. Right, to see where we're at, because I guess centers get paid the most. Maybe not. Maybe defensemen. Defensemen are pretty hard to come by, and if you get a really good goalie, I mean, granted, if you're a star player, you're going to get paid a lot of money. So we're going to kick things off here and start out with our first center position. Okay, it's looking all right. So what we're going to do to see salaries, we're going to click in on player info, and in the top right corner, it's right there, salary $4 million. Still gets paid nothing. $6 million for Logan Couture. Cheap and cheap. So it's going to be Series 2 Logan Couture for the first center for this team. Not a bad pickup to start things off. Better than the bronzes we got in previous episodes. So we're going to go with Logan Couture on this one. Alright, next set of centers. Here we go, right with the page flip to the next page of players. And we already have 2 Charlie Coyles right here. So we're going to go to the next one. So we're going to stop at Henrique. So let's check it out. We got Charlie Coyle, obviously. Charlie Coyle again. So 3.2 million, 4.7 for Brian Little, 5.8 for Brandon Dubinsky. That surprises me. So it's looking like it's going to be Brandon Dubinsky for the second center for our team. Well-rounded individual, gets paid a nice hefty about $6 million. So that means he's helpful to his team, but not one of the superstars, which is kind of what his stats reveal to us tonight. We'll see if they can defend against a losing to 5 against the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight in this game. Obviously this is going to be coming out on Friday, but I'm going to be witnessing all these great games tonight, so hopefully Brandon Dubinsky can pull out the W for us and for his team, because I would love a reverse sweep. That'd be hilarious. Next centerman, let's get on to it. Ooh, we got a team of the year in this one. I wonder if these salaries are bumped. No, they are not. They're still trash. Okay, so 700,000, 3 million for Granlund, 3.2 for Coyle, 8.25 for Ryan Getzlaf. I kind of expected that one. Mark Scheifele still getting paid super cheap on that one. Not after this next year, I assume, or whenever he's getting a new contract, probably going to be getting a lot more. But Ryan Getzlaf is a nice centerman. This is a nice pickup. Super happy about this one. So he's going to be the third center. Final center position. Let's get on to it. Ooh, Ryan O'Reilly Movember card. That might be a sick pickup, but David Backes, I feel like he's going to be killing this one. 3.3 for Tyler Johnson. Hopefully we can keep him. 4.5 for David Backes and 7.5 for a Movember Ryan O'Reilly. This is going to be a fun pickup. I'll take that. A 91 overall Movember card. Faceoffs 88 stat. That's a great card, so happy about this one. So that's all for the center positions. Let's get to some wingers and let's pick up some more very expensive players. Let's switch things up and go. Let's go defense. We usually go wings first, but let's go defense. Left defenseman to start things off. Highest salary. Remember the first 5 cards. So it starts at Mark Street. Well, I guess that's a bad example. Mark Street, Gardner, Green, Clefbaum, and Barberio. It's none of these McDonough's down there or Cronwalls. It's these cards right here. So Mark Street is the first one. We're going all the way to Barberio. 5.2, 4 million, 5 million, 4.6, and 700,000. So that 5.2 million Series 1 Mark Street is going to be the first left defenseman. I'm kind of disappointed about that. 5 million. I don't know, Philly fans, you tell me if that's a good contract if you lock that one down. I don't know if it is, but, you know, I don't really follow the stats on other teams too well, especially somebody who does not look like a first-line defenseman, but you never know. Mark Street on the team. Next, left defenseman position. Let's get right into it. International Player of the Games. Interesting cards here. Let's see what's going on. Usually age has a big factor. Obviously, entry-level contract not going to work For you right there, we're going with 800,000, dirt cheap, 4 million for Team of the Week, Jake Gardner. Hopefully that pays off. Dang it, Andrew Markov screwing us over here, 5.7 million. And that's a pretty, I'm not too happy about this card. That is a detriment to the team, but we'll make it work, don't worry. We're gonna make this one work. Okay, moving on to the last set of it. Ryan McDonough, I hope you get paid out the butt because I'm really liking the way your card looks versus everybody else. 4.1 million in this one, 7 million for Brian Campbell, 4.6, 5.5, 4.7. Wow, how is he not getting paid so much more? Maybe it's the end of his contract, but I thought it was a lot higher than that. But it's going to be player of the game, Brian Campbell. Excuse me. That's a sick looking card though. So hopefully some of these synergies can help us build a team synergy or a player synergy. The player of the game, Brian Campbell, is our last defenseman. So I think we went 85, 85, 84 for left defenseman. Hopefully the right defenseman can pick up the slack and bring this team to its proper glory of getting paid way too much money. Alright, so our centers were a lot better than our left defensemen were. So let's go straight over. Let's go to the right defenseman. 200,000's our max. Don't want to go bankrupt. First 5 cards, Shea Weber, I'm liking it, 7.8 million. I don't know why I like Shea Weber. I actually don't like Shea Weber's card. So that is probably gonna do it. Well, is that the 5th one? Okay, so there's 2 Ekblad, so we're gonna have to go one more to Dougie Hamilton. So 5.7 was Dougie Hamilton, but obviously it's gonna outrule the 7.8 of Series 1 card Shea Weber. So that's a great card, has the Bomber synergy, a huge guy on the line. Awesome pickup, I'll take it. Now here we go with the next page of items. Seth Jones, we got Falk Bufflin. This is gonna be a good one, I can feel it. 5.7 for Hamilton, 4.8, 7.6 million for a Big Daddy Buff on the team. Welcome, Bufflin. So we got awesome picks going into these first few, so let's get one more awesome right defenseman. This is going to be great. So let's see, there is 2 Shattenkirks there, so we're going to have to go over to Cody Franson. Something tells me he's probably not going to be the one we're picking. So 4.2, 7.6, again, we already have him, so we're actually going to go one past this. So 4.2, 4.5. Remember, one more past that since we already picked up Bufflin. It's not going to happen. Ryan Ellis is not going to do it. So we're actually picking up Anton Strawman. $4.5 million for Anton Strawman. I like him as a defenseman. I'll put him on my team. So let's go. Anton Strawman's the final defenseman that we're picking up. We're going to save the goalies for last to keep the suspense up to whether or not we're screwed in this one. We're going to go right wingers next. Get some filthy players right here. Okay, Nikita Kucherov. Hopefully we can pick him up. 5 million for James Neal. We're not going to pick up Kucherov. Why doesn't it have, I guess it doesn't have his updated salary, which still would not have beat out James Neal. I think Kucherov's getting paid 4.76 for 3 years. So 5 million for James Neal. Entry for Nikita Kucherov. 5.7 for Radulov. That's awesome. I'll be happy about that one. So Radulov's going to beat out Shane Doan by just about $500,000. Almost said pucks there. So Series 2 Radulov. That's a great card to pick up for a first right winger. Okay, second right winger. Here we go. Blake Wheeler, 91 overall card. Maybe we can pick that one up. Entry level, 3.5, 4.5, 900, and 5.6. Blake Wheeler, 91 overall team of the week. That's a dirty card. Happy about that one. That couldn't have been a better card to pick up from this team. Look how many stars he has on his card. 10 stars. They all have 10 stars. Not sure, but he has 4 synergies, so that's an awesome card. Okay, the next one, we got Nikita Kucherov's entry-level contract. Sucks we're not going to be able to get him. Micro Pro League, 4.3 million, 5.6 for Pominville. 4.25 and 4.25. That's a sick deal on Oshie. 4 million, that's insane. You guys look down on that one, Washington. So Pominville is going to be the third right winger. Okay, one more right winger to go. Got some pretty good ones, got some filthy ones, and this one is not going to end on a good note. So 2 Ryan Stromes there, so we're going to end on Brock Nelson, Adam Cracknell, entry level, below it, Tyler Toffoli, 3.25. Hopefully we can hang on to that one. Okay, yeah, we're going to be able to hold on to Tyler Toffoli, Series 2 card, 87, best one out of the lot, so happy to pick him up. That's it for right wingers. And we are setting the level of our cards to gold. now that it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting if we are going to be using the really good players. In the last 2 episodes I did have a bunch of bronzes, and I showed that I could kind of compete with those cards, but it's more fun for you guys if the cards I use are actually good and you actually know who they are. So players from the teams that you guys support is much more entertaining than maybe the one guy on the minor league team that maybe like 5 of my viewers know who they are. So we're going to go ahead and stick with gold on this one and go left winger. We have a bunch of coins left over, so we're just not going to put a salary cap on this one. So let's see what this makes us end up with. Maybe it's that Rick Nash Stanley Cup card. That'd be cool. So we got 840 entry, 2.7, 5.7, 7.8 Rick Nash Stanley Cup edition card. That's a sick card. Kind of wish it was almost the Jonathan Drouin, but it's going to be the Rick Nash 89 overall Stanley Cup card. Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss out on that Rick Nash card, so I went ahead and bought it. So let's hop into the second selection of left wingers in this one, and man, this is rough. Hopefully it's Zach Parise, fingers crossed. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be, because we got 1.8 million, 3.7, 600,000, 3.3, and 7.5. So Series 1 Zach Parise is going to be the left wingers. Hopefully we can get these left wingers stacked. All right, next set of players. I really wanted to get more Movembers and Legends in here, but we got Mike Hoffman, $2 million. Flashback Stall at 4.125. That'd be an interesting one if we can hang on to him, and it looks like we are. So it's going to be Flashback Eric Stahl from the Peets. I wish I knew more about what that team actually was. Oh, anywho, it's going to be the Flashback 85 overall Eric Stahl. Has some nice synergies on him, so hopefully that does something for us in the long run, but that's going to be the 3rd left winger for the team. We got one more winger to go. Let's see who the game has in store for us. Hopefully it's Brandon Saad on this one, but I think Lucic gets paid out the butt for whatever reason. 2 million, 6 million. Okay, he doesn't get paid as much as I thought he did. So 6 million on Brandon Saad is kind of right what I'm looking at. We are going to be able to hold on to it. So Brandon Saad is going to be the last of the forwards for this team of the highest salary overall. So now it is time to get to what everybody has been waiting for. What is the game going to give us as far as a goalie? Goalies can get paid a lot. They can get paid trash. If they're entry-level players like Vasilevsky, they can be dirt cheap, so we know we're not going to get these guys. Hopefully we can get a legend or a World Cup of Hockey or just something. Stanley Cup edition, maybe they just came out with this and they dropped it on us on a Thursday. Fingers crossed, here we go with the goalie. The first one is going to be for the team. Hopefully it's this Curtis Joseph. Ooh, Carey Price, Series 2. Oh, fingers crossed for that one. Oh, these legend cards, they all go for 10 million. So that's an awesome pickup. So 4.1. Carey Price is 6.5. Jonathan Quick, thank God we didn't get him. I hate using his card, but it's going to be Curtis Joseph, the legend card for the first goalie for us, and that's all I really need. But we're gonna go ahead, pick up that second goalie to see if we can get a little bit luckier. All right, so this is the final pickup of the draft of the cards. So let's see who is gonna be maybe our second goalie. Frederick Anderson, Movember. So we're gonna go all the way to Lettinen since there is 2 Frederick Andersons. Ooh, he's cheap. Holy cow, that's a cheap card. 1.1 million for Frederick Anderson. He's been playing like a freak this entire season. How'd you guys get away with that? 5.9 for Varlamov. That's probably what it's going to be in the end. And 5.9 for Lettinen. Well, I'm going to pick up Varlamov because he's a lot better. He doesn't let a ton in. Let them all in. Wherever your stance is on Carey, he is going to be our final goalie. So that is the entire team. We have made the most expensive team we could. So we're going to go now, complete our lines, set whatever we feel like we can get the job done with, set our D pairings correctly, set the power play, see if we can't get a coach to give us a nice team synergy, and hopefully we'll go ahead and win this one out and bring it to a W, since this is the highest paid team you guys might see today. So this is the team we're working with. This is the most expensive team overall, and real quick, let's go ahead and check out how much they are worth. So alright guys, here we are with the most expensive salaried Hut team, Hut draft. And we are looking at $127 million if we had this team constructed how it is right now. So this is $127 million worth of players. Let's go show you guys the actual lineups. So these are the lineups that we are working with. First off, we have Getzlaff starting center, and we got Tyler Toffoli and Alexander Radulov helping out on the wings. Then we got Brandon Dubinsky, followed with Parise and Blake Wheeler on these lines. A solid line right there. Line number 2 is going to be dangerous. Then we got Ryan O'Reilly's Movember with Rick Nash and Jason Pominville holding down line 3. And then we got Eric Stahl's flashback card with Logan Couture and Brandon Saad holding up the rear. Another lethal line there hidden in the back, so that's not bad. Then on the defensive side of things, we got Dustin Bufflin and Mark Street starting it off. I kind of always like to pair a fast defenseman with a slower defenseman just in case somebody gets a clean break. I kind of have an out in somebody who might be able to catch up. We're kind of screwed in this one because we didn't get anybody too fast. Our fastest is an 88 between Strawman and Campbell. So we got Anton Strawman and Andre Markov. So that's an alright lineup, and Shea Weber and Brian Campbell. Our people who we're putting on left defense are really stacked, and the people who are putting on right defense aren't that well off. I mean, I'm glad we got Brian Campbell, but other than that, not much over here. But then we got Shea Weber, Dustin Bufflin, Anton Strawman, a lot better to look at on the left defenseman side of things. In goal, we're going to go check it out real quick. We got Curtis Joseph starting net, legend for the Toronto Maple Leafs, followed up by I don't know his first name. I always said Sergei Varlamov for the longest time. I don't know if it's Semyon. Is it Semyon Varlamov? I just call him Varlamov. It's what I do. And then the coach, we got Ivansky back here, giving the tape-to-tape synergy a go. And then we have passing playmaker as a synergy so close to wicked wristers, net front presence. Long-range bombers was 4 out of 8. If I would have had one more, I would have gone ahead and got a coach that had long-range bombers, but tape-to-tape is very important. This is a team synergy, gives every player on my team +3 bonus to passing, offensive awareness, and poise, and that is awesome to have. And check this out, X-ray vision. We had 2 from Eric Stahl, 1 from Saad, Pominville, and Toffoli, so that was pretty close. Almost got that one. But that is the team, and that's what we're going to be taking into this game of Division 2, so strap in. Hope you guys are going to enjoy it, because this is the most expensive team that you might see play today. Even more expensive than the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, alright guys, let's get into the game, and let's hope we have a good one. Going up against Scoots McGee Jr. in this game of Division 2. His best player is a Wendell Clark. We also have a Toronto legend on our team by the name of Curtis Joseph, our best player. Blake Wheeler. Hopefully this game turns out to be a showstopper. Hope you guys enjoy it. The first breakdown of the game happens when Bufflin gets caught flat-footed, and I give him a direct access shot at my goal. Curtis Joseph stones him though, and then look at that dangle by O'Reilly. Just gets off of his stick somehow. And then he collects it up at the point and then turns around, takes a nice shot, and Curtis Joseph is stoning people early. Off of the ensuing face-off, nobody wants to touch the puck. Puck is hot lava in this one. We finally get it on our stick, pass it up to Strawman, and then off the toe of his stick, Tavares keeps it in the zone, makes the play, throws it to McDonough, and McDonough shoots it off the chest of Eric Stahl. Ref calls it no goal, obviously, because when you penetrate somebody, and he thinks he's dead for a second, he's like, not dead? Woohoo! Scored a goal! And obviously, that's not a penalty, so the ref, of course, calls that one a good goal. So we are down early in this game, 1-0. Eric Stahl assisted by McDonough and Tavares, so we got to switch it around. We kind of understand what kind of gameplay he's planning right now. And so we're trying to combat his strategies and make sure this one doesn't get out of hand 10 minutes into the game. But about a minute and a half later, another breakdown happens. Even though I switch all my strategies to stay back, be defensive, I start attacking him with every player like an absolute maniac. And he nets a nice one-timer from him. And that was a good goal. Bobby Ryan scored that one. 12 minutes into the game, he's up 2-0. Has netted 2 on us. And our team's worth $120 million. We cannot be giving up that easily. Campbell's going to flirt around the point, and then a nice block by him. And then we got Anton Strawman chasing him down. He's going to dive for it and get away with that one. Knock him off the puck somehow and save this one from going 3-0. Strawman gets the first attempt at actually going, finds a lane to the net, and then rings it off the iron. Waugh got lucky on that one. That could have been in. So end of the first period, the game is kind of close. I gave him a power play early on, so we got a lot of time on attack on me. We could be taking more shots. We're going to try and tie this one up here in this period. So this is when things finally start breaking down on his side for the betterment of us. Ryan Getzlaff comes into the zone and brushes off a check right here. Takes it down, throws it back to Strawman, and Strawman snipes it far side on Patrick Waugh. put it in that little teeny tiny corner that he was gonna miss, and just like that, we have this one at a 1-goal game. 5 minutes into the second period, this is still anyone's game. You can't give up. You get down early in the first period, you keep playing as if it's a 0-0 game. And just like this, Ryan O'Reilly gets the poke check from him, and then we got Markov finding the lane inside, but Rick Nash is wide open. One-timer over to him, and this game is tied up. 2-2. Halfway through the game, this is a fresh game. 30 minutes, who can come out on top of this one? So we're bringing this one back. This one is still a close game. Anyone could win this one. And then this was a really weird play. I'm in the corner as he's cycling around back up to the top, and I'm sitting there blocking his D-to-D pass, and he passes it right to me. So I throw it over to Wheeler, take it in, and Patrick Waugh stones me right here. Such a crazy save. So to kick off the third period, this is a really strange penalty. I'm sitting there, I'm like, delay penalty? I didn't trip anybody. And so I'm sitting here waiting for the replay to happen. I'm like, did I trip somebody? Did I high stick somebody? I don't think so. Cut to the replay. Mark Street just decides to go dickhole on somebody and then just slash him out of nowhere. What the hell was that, man? So we get the free lane coming down here. We know we're going to be caught. So we pump the brakes a little bit. Find Getzlaff, booking it in. Patrick Waugh with the game-saving poke check for him right there. We're going to take it out of the corner, throw it up, and hit that one-timer. Not going to happen. So we pass it over to Radulov, who whiffs on the puck. Can't believe you blew it. So this play that develops here is super fun to watch. Getzlaff is going to get the initial attack in, gets behind all his defenders, and Patrick Waugh, it's his duty in this game to rob Getzlaff of a breakaway goal by means of a poke check, but we do not give up on this one. Pominville, look at this, trickery. Comes, thought he was going behind the net, but Patrick Waugh, aggressive goalie, and just checks the absolute hell out of him. So we're going to come down, snake our way around, find Rick Nash for his second of the night. A beautiful goal. Patience, tried to find those lanes, find those open passes, and it eventually paid off. Persistence paid off for us. We were up in this one 3-2. Rick Nash assisted by Ryan O'Reilly. Then off the next draw right here, Mark Street is going to find a lane through all of his defenders, gets right into it, and then just blows it wide of the net. Ruined a perfectly good opportunity. 30 seconds left in the game. Wendell Clark's going to come around and gets past my Shea Weber, gets out in front, and oh my gosh! Curtis Joseph with the game-saving flash of the leather right there. I thought that was a tie game right there. He pulls his home goalie right here. We have to win this draw. Getzlaff does not win the draw. Go up to the top. Radulov gets the poke check. And so I forget he has an empty net. So I do a little spin move and I'm like, oh, empty net. All right. We're going to put this one in. So that was an insane end to the game. It was a very close game, and I cannot stress this enough. I just had to keep my head cool. I had to play, even though I'm playing with probably the most expensive team I've ever come across. This year, it was still a very close game, and that is going to do it for this episode of the Hut Draft. This was most expensive team, and stick around to be sure, because whoever the first star of the game was for our team, we're going to be giving away on Twitter. So all you have to do for that one is go to Twitter, drop a like, follow, retweet the tweet or whatever, and I'll pick a winner before the next episode. So be sure to see who that first star of the game was, but this was a Division 2 win. We're just playing to see what happens. If we get relegated, if we get promoted to Division 1, we'll see what happens. We'll just continue to play games and do what we do. Game stats, still a close game at the end of it. If you look at it, very good opponent. It was a great game. GG to you, bud, if you are watching. But let's check out these 3 stars of the game. It's going to be Rick Nash, Stanley Cup edition Rick Nash, Rick Nasty. The most expensive card I've ever given away. So I hope you guys do enjoy this card. If you are the one who gets it, because he played amazing for me, I hope he plays amazing for you. All you gotta do is go to my Twitter, drop a follow on the page, but then we're gonna get into some hits. It is playoff hockey, but Blake Wheeler is finishing those checks. Look at that. Lays him out completely on the ice, and then Bufflin knocks the helmet off of the kid. Oh my gosh. Reminiscent of the Duncan Keith hit the other night. What a brutal hip check. And then Duncan Keith in here, speaking of, is trying to flag down the popcorn guy, get some cotton candy or whatever, and then out of nowhere, there comes Dubinsky saying, you know, you keep your attention like that, you're going to get swept in 4 games, unlike the Columbus Blue Jackets who got swept in, I guess, 5 games. And look at this. Shea Weber hit on Wendell Clark. The game won't show me that because I guess it broke the physics of the game, so we can't see that one. Sorry about that one. Once again, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the Hut Draft. If you guys could drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy this one. Put a comment in the comment section of this video. Let me know what you guys would like to see next for the Hut Draft. I'll try to go ahead and do that and win you a game with whatever team you suggest. So that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Once again, go to Twitter to try and win this Rick Nash Stanley Cup edition. Have a great rest of the day. This is PackDaddy. I'm out.